seated. Ms. Gold.
Thank you, Your Honor. We're here on the State of Ohio versus Joseph Pasalacqua, case number 25-CR-630. The defendant is present with counsel Jim Matthews. A 2-count indictment was filed in this case on June 6, 2025. Count 1 is failure to comply with order or signal of a police officer, a felony of the 3rd degree, and count 2 is aggravated possession of drugs, a felony of the 5th degree with a forfeiture specification. The state offered for the defendant to plead guilty to a lesser included offense of count 1, being a felony of the 4th degree. This would be amended by removing this language from count 1 that the operation of the motor vehicle caused a substantial risk of serious physical harm to persons or property, as well as count 2 with the forfeiture specification. It is the state's understanding that the defendant would like to accept the state's offer and plead guilty to these 2 counts, and there is no agreement as to sentencing.
Mr. Matthews.
That is all correct, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Pasalacqua, how old are you?
39, Your Honor.
How far did you go through school?
I graduated from high school, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your
Are
Honor.
you able to read, write,
Yes.
and understand the English language?
Yes, Your Honor.
Prior to coming to court, have you taken any drugs or alcohol or any prescription medication in the last 48 hours?
Yes, Your Honor. I take something for, I don't know how to pronounce it, but for anxiety and depression. One medication.
When did you last take it?
This morning. I take it once a day.
Does it affect your ability to understand what's going on here?
No, Your Honor.
Did you get a copy of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're going to plead guilty to failure to comply, a felony 4, as well as aggravated possession of drugs, a felony 5?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, before I accept your guilty plea, I need to determine that you know and understand the constitutional rights you'll be waiving, the consequences of your guilty plea, and the maximum penalty I could give you, and I need to be satisfied that your guilty plea is being made freely, knowingly, and voluntarily. I'm going to ask you questions. If you don't understand a question or you want to talk to Mr. Matthews, let me know and I'll give you more time. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have a constitutional right to have a trial, either to me or to a jury of 12 Lake County citizens. Do you understand that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you go to a jury trial, all 12 members must agree to a guilty verdict before you can be found guilty. Do you understand that right?
Yes.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you go to trial, the prosecutor will call witnesses to testify against you. Do you understand the prosecutor must prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt at a trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
After the witnesses are done testifying for the prosecutor, you have the constitutional right to have your lawyer cross-examine the witnesses. Do you understand that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you go to trial, you have the right to have witnesses come here and testify for you. Do you understand that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
If those witnesses refuse to come to court, I'll issue an order called a subpoena to make them testify. Do you understand that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the right to testify at trial if you want to. Do you understand that right?
Yes, Your
Are
Honor.
you waiving that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the constitutional right to not testify at trial if you do not want to. Do you understand that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you decide not to testify at trial, nobody is permitted to comment on that decision. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you go to trial and you're found guilty, you have the right to appeal the guilty finding. Do you understand that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you file an appeal, you have the constitutional right to have a lawyer represent you in the appeal. Do you understand that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you could not afford to hire a lawyer, one will be provided at no cost to you. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you file an appeal, you're entitled to be given a transcript of all the hearings in this case. Do you understand that right?
Yes, Your
Are
Honor.
you waiving that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you could not afford to copy those transcripts, they'd be given to you at no cost. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you plead guilty today, you will not have the right to appeal the guilty finding. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions about any of your rights?
No, Your Honor.
Do you still want to plead guilty to these charges?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do Do you understand by pleading guilty, you're fully admitting your guilt to the charges?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand by pleading guilty to these felonies, you're voluntarily giving up your freedom for whatever period of time I could sentence you to prison, to jail, or to community control.
Yes, Your Honor.
In the lesser included offense in count 1, failure to comply, it's a felony 4. It carries an 18-month maximum prison sentence and a $5,000 maximum fine. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Aggravated possession of drugs is a felony 5 with a 12-month maximum prison sentence and a $2,500 maximum fine. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you plead guilty to the forfeiture specification, you're voluntarily giving up any right you would have to the items listed. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, I could give you a consecutive sentence. That means one sentence after another for the separate offenses. If I did that, you face a 30-month maximum prison sentence and a $7,500 maximum fine. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you receive a prison sentence, by statute, it must be consecutive. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you presently on post-release control to the parole authority?
No, Your Honor.
You understand your felony conviction may result in a driver's license suspension of between 6 months and 5 years on count 2. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
What's the suspension on count 1?
Your Honor, the suspension on count 1 is a Class 2 suspension for a definite period of 3 years to life.
All right, you understand that you will be suspended on count 1 for at least 3 years up to your lifetime.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you understand your felony conviction will prevent you from owning or possessing a firearm.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand if a prison term is imposed in this case, you might have to serve a period of post-release control for up to 2 years under the parole authority.
Yes, Your Honor.
If you are placed on post-release control and you do not comply with the conditions, the parole authority could return you to prison for up to 9 months for each violation, up to 1/2 of my sentence. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
If that violation is a new felony, you could get an additional consecutive prison sentence for that violation. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And if that were to happen, the maximum prison sentence would be the greater of 12 months or the time left under post-release control. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand if a prison term is imposed, you are eligible for judicial release?
Yes, Your Honor.
I could place you on community control for up to 5 years, but if you violate any conditions, I could send you to prison for 30 months. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anybody promised you that I would be lenient on you just because you're pleading guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Has anybody promised you what I will sentence you to in this case?
No, Your Honor.
Do you understand I don't have to follow the sentencing recommendation of either the prosecutor or your lawyer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you had enough time to talk with Mr. Matthews before pleading guilty today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has he discussed everything about your case and answered all of your questions?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the advice he's given you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you been threatened or coerced in any way to plead guilty today?
No, Your Honor.
Are you freely, knowingly, and voluntarily entering your guilty plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Gold, if the case went to trial, what would the evidence show?
The facts would show that on April 29th, 2025, officers in Mentor Lake County, Ohio, attempted to initiate a traffic stop on the defendant in the vehicle he was driving by activating their lights and sirens. The defendant, after receiving this signal, failed to stop and continued to drive his vehicle. He drove through a neighborhood to a parking lot where he ended up stopping and then got out of the car and began to run. Officers were able to locate the defendant, arrested him, and this resulted in a search of the defendant's car where officers located suspected methamphetamine, which was sent to the Lake County Crime Lab for testing and determined to be less than the bulk amount of methamphetamine, a Schedule II controlled substance.
Mr. Matthews, anything to add to those facts?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Pasolacqua, did you hear what Ms. Gold said the facts would show if the case went to trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are those facts true?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is your plea to the lesser included offense in count 1, failure to comply, a felony 4?
Guilty, Your Honor.
What is your plea to count 2, aggravated possession of drugs, a felony 5?
Guilty, Your Honor.
What is your plea to the forfeiture specification?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Mr. Matthews?
Thank you, Your Honor. Prior to the hearing, I did review the written plea of guilty of Mr. Pasolacqua. He indicated that he understood it and that he intended to sign it.
Put the date on this line, 7/9/25, and then your signature on that one.
Your Honor, I've witnessed the defendant and Mr. Matthews sign the written plea of guilty, and I signed it myself in court.
Mr. Pasalak, was this your signature on the written plea of guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you sign it voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you want me to accept your written plea of guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll accept the written plea of guilty. Defendant was present with Mr. Matthews, advised of all of his rights, made a knowing, intelligent, voluntary waiver. He understands the nature of the charge, the consequences of his guilty plea, and the maximum penalty. Finds to be knowing, intelligent, voluntary, will accept his plea of guilty and find him guilty. The lesser included offense in count 1, failure to comply with felony 4. Count 2, aggravated possession of drugs with felony 5 and the specification. I'll refer this for a pre-sentence report. And the sentencing will be August 21 at 3:15, and the bond is revoked. Anything else, Ms. Gold?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Mr. Matthews?
Could we also request the drug and alcohol and psychological evaluation, Your Honor?
Do a psychological evaluation.
Thank you. Nothing further, Your Honor.